like I said, all black people should move to the continent of Africa. I know there's going to be some people in my comment section talking about, hey, Africa is not a country, Africa is a continent. I know that, okay? I know that. And I'm about to clear that up. For those who don't know, Africa is actually a continent with 54 different countries, okay? That means there's 54 different places that you can decide to go to when you decide to relocate to the continent of Africa.
Yes, for many years I've always been championing for Black Americans, for African Americans, who are willing to come here in Africa. Yes, how are you, my friend? Are you good? Are you okay? Yes, this video is for you. Then I want you to watch this video up to the end. Then we'll come back and I will be talking to you about the challenges where Africans, what the Black Americans face when they move here to Africa. Yes, see you after the video.
Since there are 54 different countries here on the continent of Africa, it's very important that you check into the visa requirements and what it takes for you to stay in the country long term if you do decide to go to a country. It's not wise for you to just go and say, you know what, I'm just going to go to this place because it looks pretty. I'm going to go to this place because somebody else said something. No, it's very important that you actually sit down and select which country you're going to go to. Sit down and Google the visa requirements. You sit down and try and find different content creators within that specific country that you plan on going to, because it doesn't do you any justice, trust me, to just come over here to the continent of Africa blindly, okay? Many of us think that we could just go anywhere in the world and just, gotta figure it out. Yes, God will figure it out, but you have to make some sort of plan and put something in motion for you to look for and for you to do some research on some things so that you can have a better understanding of where you're at, okay? So it's not a good idea for you to go out there just blindly if you're thinking about coming to the continent of Africa, all right? So make sure that you do some research on the visa requirements. Make sure that you do some research on the resident permit requirements. Make sure you do some research on the work permit requirements to the country that you plan on going to so that you can have a smooth transition when it's time for you to go. All right? All right. Now, the main reason I say all black people shall return back to the continent of Africa is because we will be connected back to our roots. Many of us have been pulled and stripped of our roots and taken across the transatlantic slave trade to the United States of America. So there's many of us that's out here with a call, with an inkling, with something that's going on within us, calling us back to the motherland to connect back to our roots. Like I said in the beginning, if you of the mindset that you are supposed to stay in America, you do that. You do that. But for those who have an ear to hear and an understanding, this is an opportunity for you to connect back to your roots and get to the root of what we've been trying to get to this entire time. So that's one of the main reasons why I think it's important that our people move back to the motherland, because we are in the position to be able to get back reconnected to what we've been stolen from, what we've been taken from, what we've been neglected from for 400 plus years. So for those who have ears to hear and the understanding, connecting back to your roots is the key for you getting to the next point that you're trying to reach to. All right. The second reason that I think all black people shall move from America is freedom from systemic racism, and you get freedom and peace for your family. There's a group of our people out here that's literally trying to pretend and act like systemic racism isn't a real thing. That's unfortunate. There's systemic racism going on, and we don't have to continue to deal with that. There's other choices in the world for us to be able to tap into and look into things and learn from. So we don't have to continue to put ourselves in environments that's been set up to be against us. They strategically set that place up. They strategically put systems in place for us to be held down within the society. Yeah, some of our people may escape out and it may feel like they've reached the American dream. But at the end of the day, there's a whole system put in place over there that keep our people down. And if you can see it and you can understand that, you can feel what's going on. If you don't react and do something different and put yourself in a different environment, you basically agreeing to what they putting out. You basically agreeing to the system. You basically agreeing to be treated that way if you don't put yourself in a better position. So quit fighting yourself and pretending like systemic racism isn't there. Stop pretending like things just gonna change overnight and they're gonna change their mind and things gonna change. It's not gonna happen like that, man. That system was set up and put in place, so you're gonna have to put yourself in a better position. There's other systems in place in the world, in Africa, in certain countries that's beneficial to you, but you just have to do the research and believe in yourself and step out on faith and take a chance in the freedom for your family. People pretend like they don't feel injustices or feel the pain of being black in America. Be perfect. Poor. They try and pretend like, oh, I don't feel any anxiety when the police get behind me. Oh, I don't feel any fear when my children leave the house. Oh, I don't feel any fear when my husband or spouse leave the house. Many of our people feel fear of just going into the society of America. They can't even go to the gas station in peace. They can't even go to the store in peace without fear of their life being taken from them or them being incarcerated for ignorant reason.
I know you. Some of you may wonder that why are so many African Americans moving to Africa? What are their reasons? Why do they want to move? Yes, today I have many reasons why they are moving, and one of their reasons is always that there's always something that is called ideological fever. So this is where they are committed, or who are the Pan African, who are committed to move and build back their motherland. Yeah, many African American, Black Americans, blacks are currently moving to Africa to build their motherland. That is something that we call ideological fever. They are feeling like, why don't I move to Africa and build? Because even if you see many businesses, many opportunities are all over in Africa. Yes. So another reason why you should move to Africa is move to Africa to build. Come build your continent. There are many continents, many countries that don't be lied to. Africa is like a village. It has a lot of countries. It is very big. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why many Black Americans are moving here to Africa. So another reason is that something called these businesses. Yeah. They see Africa as a land of opportunities and recognize that their US dollars or international condition gives them advantages because here in Africa already our exchange rate is very low to the US dollar. So they see that that's an opportunity. Why should I not come here to Africa? Then I build, I open a business center to thrive my life because obviously in US you can't be sustained with these businesses because already high standard of living, meaning that many businesses, many enterprises, you can't survive. I mean, what I'm trying to say that in US there's a lot of challenges when focusing to your financial challenges, but in Africa it is very cheap. Yeah, taxes are not that high compared to what you have in the US. Yeah, so that's why many African are currently moving to Africa. Yes, another three thing that you need to know that it is an escape. So they see America as too racist. Yes, this is what I've been championing for last week. Yeah, many whites are too racist. Also, those black people, they are too racist to their community. I mean, white versus black. It is always white versus black, and this is the reason why they feel like they don't want to stay there in America. They want to move to Africa because in Africa here they are not something like that you are. You have to challenge. You want to see someone as a you face racism in Africa. It is very minimal. It is very minimal. That's why you'll find that many African Americans, many Black Americans are moving to Africa. So those are the reasons which I wanted you to see. But I want you to see that there are many reasons, many reasons why people are moving to Africa. But I see it as sometimes as a combination of factors. But even three of them, it is very pretty and much very case through it, someone with a lot of money relative to the locals of whatever country they are moving to They plan to live well, and in their newly adopted homeland from the start. They aren't going there looking for a job or to work their way up. Yes. Another thing that many people will be moving to Africa is that they want to find their their ancestors, where their ancestors came from. Yeah. So you find that many Black Americans, you have to know that, first of all, you have to know that in long time ago, Europeans will take were doing something called slave trade. Yeah, and it was happening until Lincoln signed a treaty to leave these people who were slaved. They were being paid 1 million. Yeah, $1 million. He paid $1 million for so that the slave people be left alone, be free, be given citizenship. Yeah, something like that. That's how America came up. Yeah, and you have to know that many black people build America. So that's what has been happening. That is what almost happened in Africa, because the whites wanted to 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 take Africa and be their own. How? They were killing many people so that the whites could be building their homes. That's why you'll find that in Africa there there are there are several places where you'll find names connected to the whites, even roads. Yeah. So this means that these people wanted to take over Africa. They wanted to wipe all the black seed in the world. Yeah. It is not only here, it happened it happened in all worlds. But you were lucky enough that you were not white. Because by then we had small population. Even with that small population, they wanted to wipe you out of their continent. Yes. So that's what has been happening to America. Yeah. So America came up due to the labor from the blacks. Yeah. So if you find it interesting, you watched this video and you are seeing it is very okay. Yeah, I'm very grateful that you learned something. Yes, I'm going to tag the person who's talking to this video, and please subscribe because this channel is yours.